Hey everyone! Today we're going to talk about some creatures that live truly depressing lives. First up is the tripod fish. This deep-sea oddity looks like a regular fish, but has 3 incredibly long, stiff legs, modified fins that act like a kickstand, letting it stand perfectly still on the ocean floor. Evolution basically asked, fins or legs? The tripod fish answered, yes. So it got both, and ended up mastering neither. It lives in the midnight and abyssal zones, at depths between 900 and 4,700 meters, where it's pitch black and the pressure is crushing. Its life begins as a tiny floating egg. More than 80% of these eggs are eaten before they even hatch. The lucky ones that do hatch become tiny umbrella-like larvae drifting helplessly in the ocean. Almost immediately, parasites latch onto them and start sucking away their energy. Many larvae haven't even eaten their first meal before they're already being drained. The survivors must eat constantly while dodging countless predators. The vast majority die from starvation or get eaten. Less than 1% make it to the juvenile stage. As juveniles, their eyes begin to shrink and their vision fades. Instinct drives them deeper into the darkness. Their 3 legs grow longer, eventually reaching up to 1 meter, while their eyes almost completely disappear into their skull. Adult tripod fish hardly ever swim. They simply stand motionless on their long legs, waiting for tiny planktonic crustaceans to drift into their mouths. Because they barely move, parasites settle on their skin, gills, and stomach. Food is already scarce, yet they still have to share it with these freeloaders. Many eventually die from suffocation, digestive damage, or even lose the ability to reproduce. Tripod fish are simultaneous hermaphrodites, possessing both male and female organs. In the vast dark void where finding a mate is extremely rare, they often release both sperm and eggs into the water themselves for self-fertilization. The fertilized eggs eventually float back toward the surface, and the whole depressing cycle begins again. Next is the donkey, humanity's overlooked workhorse. For over 7,000 years, donkeys helped us plow fields, carry heavy loads across mountains, and build civilizations. In return, we often call them jackass. When a foal is born, it struggles to its feet within about an hour with its mother's help. There's no celebration. It's simply seen as the next worker in line. They get food and shelter not out of affection, but to prepare them for labor as quickly as possible. The young donkey follows its mother on long, grueling journeys over steep and rough terrain. By around 1 year old, it starts carrying small practice loads. By age 3, it's already bearing loads, close to its own body weight. Females are usually bred again within a year after giving birth, with pregnancy lasting about 12 months. An adult donkey's daily routine means walking 15 to 25 miles on harsh roads while carrying heavy burdens. Years of overload cause spinal deformities, painful hooves, and premature aging. Many become too weak to work by just 8 to 10 years old, even though donkeys can naturally live more than 40 years. Once they can no longer carry loads, most are sold for meat and leather. Rising global demand for donkey hides to make ejiao, a traditional Chinese medicine and cosmetic ingredient, has driven prices up dramatically, with hides sometimes selling for hundreds of dollars. Because of this, countless donkeys are literally worked to death. Females that can still reproduce are often kept as breeding machines, and so the exhausting cycle continues, generation after generation. Then there's the sandgrouse, a bird that looks like a cross between a pigeon and a chicken, living in some of the harshest deserts on Earth. They face extreme daytime heat, often over 50 degrees C, freezing nights, constant thirst, and deadly predators. Sandgrouse don't build real nests. They simply scrape a shallow depression in the sand and lay their 2 or 3 eggs there. During the scorching day, one parent must stay behind and spread its wings to shade the eggs, essentially incubating them by cooling rather than warming them. After about 3 weeks of this, the chicks hatch and can walk within an hour. Because staying still in the burning sand is too dangerous, water is the greatest challenge. To avoid raptors that gather at water holes, the birds nest 20 to 50 miles away. Every morning, the fathers fly to the water. Many are killed by wading eagles and hawks. The survivors drink quickly, then soak their specialized belly feathers, which act like a sponge, and can hold up to 20-25% of the bird's body weight in water, enough to fly back. Carrying roughly 20-25 milliliters, the father then flies for about an hour to return home and milk the water from his feathers into the chicks' beaks like tiny squeegees. He must repeat this dangerous journey every single day for 6 weeks until the chicks can fly. After 5 months with their parents, the young leave to find mates. When the first rains arrive, they breed, lay eggs, and the thirsty life-or-death cycle starts once more. Finally, one of the shortest-lived creatures on the planet, the mayfly, especially the American sand-burrowing mayfly. The female lays a cluster of around 70 large eggs that sink to the riverbed. Many are eaten, but survivors may take 8 to 10 months, or nearly a full year, to hatch. Once hatched, the larvae dig a U-shaped burrow about a foot deep in the sand and almost never leave. They spend nearly a year trapped in darkness, eating whatever organic matter drifts by, and molting about 13 times. At last, on a dark night just before sunrise, the males swim to the surface and molt into a winged sub-imago stage. They are instantly targeted by fish, birds, bats, frogs, and dragonflies. Survivors quickly reach the riverbank and molt again into the final adult form. The only insects in the world that molt after developing functional wings. Millions of males hover above the water in a frantic swarm, waiting for females. The females emerge last and have less than 5 minutes to live. In that tiny window, a female must find a male, mate, and lay her eggs. A male grabs her from below, mates with her in flight, then drops her into the river. With her final bursts of energy, she lays her egg cluster and dies. Males typically live no more than 30 minutes. The eggs sink to the bottom, and the brief, intense cycle begins all over again. That's it for today's look at some of nature's most depressing lives. From the crushing deep sea to scorching deserts and fleeting adult moments, these creatures remind us that survival has never been easy, and nature rarely offers second chances. Thanks for watching. See you next time.